times real, that's why my name's Trill. Three times real, that's why my name's Trill.
Hey, put your hands up, come on, put your hands up, put your hands up, shout out.
3 times real, that's why my name's Trill. Three times real, that's why my name's Trill.
Hey, put your hands up, come on, put your hands up, put your hands up, play. Now I hop on the scene with some banging dope beats with a top.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. Caleb Plant calls Benavidez, David Benavidez, the P word for sniffing coke. All right, so let's take a look at the video. And I want to give a shout out to Beyond the Gloves because Behind the Gloves. I'm sorry. I want to give a shout out to Behind the Gloves because they put out great content and they allow you to show it. So that's what's up.
And he also said that Canelo knocks you out, and if it's not going to be Canelo that knocks you out, it's going to be him.
Okay. Well, him and his team said it was Gotski was knocking me out. So, and that didn't even come close. So, you know, he can call me a pussy, but I'm not pussy enough, and I am man enough to do whatever it is I got to do to keep my belt. You know, I'm not so much of a pussy that I'm out here doing cocaine. I'm not so pussy that even in the bubble where it was harder to make weight, I didn't make excuses. You know, I was man enough to make weight. And in this fight, when he did make weight, he was blaming the bubble, but everybody else on the card made weight. So you know, he can say that I'm, you know, pussy or not man enough to do this and that, but I'm man enough to hold up our end of the bargain. And when we was trying to make a fight with him, his promoter Samson was saying that it wasn't time yet. They wanted to wait, and he even did a video with Fred. You know, Fred. He even did a video with Fred I put on my Instagram. Him and his team saying that they don't want to take the fight right now. There needs to be more money involved. We need to wait. And you know, that was when me and my side was trying to make the fight happen. And now he loses his belt, and then all of a sudden I don't want to fight him, and you know, things of that nature. I'm focused on something bigger and better than him. Something that, you know, I'm trying to get 4 belts. He can't even hang on to 1 belt. So
all right, so that's what Caleb Plant had to say. But before I turn it over to my co-host, I just want to clarify that we understand addiction is a serious problem. We're not doing this to bash anyone or pass judgment on anyone's lifestyle. We're discussing this because Caleb Plant, a boxer, made a comment about another boxer. And also, although people have addictions, they're still expected to be productive members of society. And if the addiction is holding you back from being a productive member of society, we hope that you get help and seek treatment. But at the same time, there's still no excusing someone from not performing or doing their duty or doing their job. So with that being said, I'll turn over to you. G, what was your thoughts on what Caleb Plant had to say?
Man, all right, I'm just gonna keep it real. I've said this before in the past, man. You know, I've called David Benavidez David Coco Benavidez, right? For a reason. Cocaine and COVID, right? That's 2 times where he got stripped. Hey, I don't believe he's addicted. I think it's recreational with him when it comes to cocaine. But nonetheless, you can't do that as a professional athlete. So, you know, no excuses there, right? Caleb Plant, man, I'm not mad at him at all. And here's why. Like, we've talked about this in the past. Once you lose your belt, I kind of feel like you kind of take yourself out of the equation, right? So at one point you had the WBC belt, David Benavidez, but then you lost it. Then Canelo got it. And then from there, Canelo has just been going through 168, stacking them chips. The last Infinity Stone is with your boy Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant has the opportunity now to be undisputed at 168. I don't understand why he would even like put that on pause to entertain your fight right now. It just doesn't make any sense. So it kind of sucks. I understand what David Benavidez is doing. He's keeping his name, you know, relevant, or he's attempting to try to stay relevant amongst these names like Caleb Plant and Canelo and things of that nature. Because why? Nobody's looking for him right now. We know David Benavidez is, you know, one of those guys at 168. However, he doesn't have a belt. So when you don't have a belt, man, what you supposed to do? Go get another fight. You're not going to get the Caleb Plant fight. You're not going to get the Canelo fight right now. Try to get another name. So when Caleb Plant is, implying I don't even think he's calling it necessarily the P word. I think it was a response to what Benavidez was saying. So he's just keeping it real. Like, hey, I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lose my belt. I maintained weight. I don't do drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on the up and up. I treat this seriously. And you couldn't do that. So then now why should I stoop to your level when I have an opportunity of collecting all 4 belts? I can't hate on that, man. So salute to Caleb Plant. That he was saying the P word, but that's the most respectful way of saying the P word that I've ever seen. I got to give him credit.
All right, Dog Bill.
Caleb Plant, I just wanted to, for everybody, I don't think Caleb Plant was calling anybody a P word for partying. Living a rock star lifestyle. But he was calling Benavidez one because of commitment in this sport. Twice. It came down to your commitment to the sport. And that's why I was saying when we was talking about Canelo Alvarez, your commitment to the sport, Canelo, yeah, it's going to do some numbers in the Dallas Stadium, but you're not going to win that fight, man. No boxing, no life. Versus your commitment. And you have showed in the past where your commitment lies. I don't want to say too much of like, okay, this is his. I don't think he has a problem. It was more of a recreation. I'd say, yeah, maybe recreation, but I also see it as a fact to make weight. A lot of fighters do this trick to make weight. And they think that sometimes it won't get caught up in their system because a lot of guys, they do it and it doesn't come up in their system because they use this little tricks of the trade that they use to cut weight. Because when you didn't have it in your system, you didn't even make weight. You couldn't make weight. So I get where Plant is saying, like G was saying, you have nothing to offer. I'm not going backwards. I have this opportunity in front of me. It's financially lucrative, and I have a chance of getting some more medals. Why am I looking back? We're only supposed to be moving forward. So I get everything that Caleb Plant is saying. Benavidez, man, it's just time to just go back to the drawing board, my brother. Fight all the other fighters and wait for your shot. It's going to come. You're going to get another opportunity, and just be ready. Just be ready. You had 2 mistakes. One more is 3. If this was baseball, one more, you'd be out. So listen, your next opportunity, Benavidez, make sure it's a clean one. You know what I'm saying? From now on, you got to be clean. You all got 2 strikes. Can't have a third one. And so these people will stop talking down on you. Because Caleb Plant can say whatever he wants. Because like he says, he has hold his end of the bargain, and he's been committed to the sport. You haven't heard of no problems him losing his belt from not making weight or losing it from using drugs or something weird. He's been staying the course. And that's what you need to do, is stay the course. You know what I'm saying? That maybe your name could be in the mix with these guys right here.
All right, TBE.
Man, I agree with 100% with my co-host right now. And I want to compare Benavidez to Andrade. You're not in the loop, but you're trying to be in the loop. You're saying that you blew your shot. You lost your belts twice.
Boo-boo's more in the picture than
he's more in the picture than Benavidez. Benavidez is trying to talk himself into it, trying to feel good. But at the end of the day, you were there. Like, it's not like you lost it. Like Canelo just entered your division last week. He's been there for a minute, and you got busted. You got caught. You got stripped last year. and you knew your opportunity. You had it right there in your grasp. We could have seen this fight happen maybe last 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, whatever. We could have seen this fight happen, you versus Canelo, but no, you lost your belt. Your belt was given to Canelo. Got the opportunity. Now all of a sudden, you want to sit here and try to like stay relevant. You need to redeem yourself at this point. Like, for instance, I want to all right, another comparison: John Jones in UFC when he won and then got busted. He had his little shenanigans. He got busted, stripped. Then he won again, got stripped. And so I want to say, Benavidez, don't be like John Jones. You're great. You got the skills. You got the skill set. But like, be in the gym, focus, be focused. Get you a new circle of people where you're not out here just living the lifestyle of, So I can't hate a guy. I want the best for you, but all this trash talking when you're not in the driver's seat, it just looks corny to me. It looks real Charlo-ish, but I'm gonna end right there and move on.
Charlo-ish. Say one thing, Ned. You gotta put respect on Boo Boo and Charlo's name, and the reason why they have belts at least.
They got belts. I know they got belts.
Benavidez has literally nothing. So to compare Benavidez to these guys, you're doing a disservice to those gentlemen. You get what I'm saying?
All right, you're right. But I'm just saying that I want Canelo. Using another fighter's name to just like when you don't have that fight in your reach, it's just corny. It's corny to me. Boo Boo been hating for a minute now. I'm not gonna we've seen the video, we've seen the clips. He comes on the zone and he's just hating, and he got exposed after Canelo's last fight. So, I'm a New Englander, and I swear I don't want to run into you, Demetrius. Like, if we do, it's all love, baby. But I'm just being real. I'm New England. I don't want to see you at Jack Smith. I don't want to see you anywhere. Like you about to throw hands on me.
Don't show up at Rhode Island, bro. They're gonna tap your chin. I
don't want no smoke. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm being rational right now. Like, yo, come off as a hater sometimes. Like
I'm scared for you because you live in Dorchester and there's a lot of Cape Verdeans over there. So
he comes to Boston. He got family in Boston.
Hey,
his brother lives in Boston. We've seen him.
I be at Cesare's on a weekly basis, so it don't matter.
But no, don't go there anymore.
Nah, but all respect, yo.
I'll tell you out off camera. We went to school with someone related to Andre.
Oh, word? Oh man.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I'm just tired of fighters hating. Just do what you got to do to be in that driver's seat. Like if you gonna get the what is it? If you're gonna get the what's the I'm losing the name of that. Like when you're in contention, if you're gonna have contention, own your contentionship. Like Dillian has contention to be WBC champion. He has the right to like fight for that belt. But if you don't have contention, don't use a fighter's name to be in the light because you're just wasting. You're not doing anything. I'm tired of that. I just want to see fighters fight. I want to see fighters do what they need to do, stay in shape, get their matches, get everything in order. Instead of you just got stripped, you just got busted for this, you got busted for that. You got illegal substances, whatever, and then now you want to sit here and call out other fighters like you're a clean fighter. No, like that's whack, that's corny, that's terrible. So I'm done.
All right, so I think when I was younger, they used to tell me, "Shit, throw stones when you live in a glass house," right? And this all started because the interviewer told Caleb Plant what David Benavidez said about him and called him the P word. Now, I actually saw the interview in which David Benavidez called him the P word, so that is true. Although sometimes people try to instigate, that actually happened. And what you saw was a series of responses from Caleb Plant, which was, I'm not so much of a P, that, I lost my titles twice, that I don't make weight, that I use drugs, right? And so I think the main thing to point out is he's saying, I'm not such a P that I do things that cost me my opportunity at Canelo. Because what he's essentially saying is, I got the shot at Canelo simply because I held on to my title and he wants to be undisputed in my weight class. And if Benavidez would have done the same thing, instead of saying he deserves to fight Canelo instead of me, or he would be the one who can beat Canelo instead of me, he would actually have a chance to do it. Because if he was still the WBC champion, Canelo would have to come see him. But Canelo no longer has to come see him because he just let his belt go. So what Caleb is saying also is, I was trying to fight him. He alleges that they contacted Benavidez' team about a fight, and they said, oh, not yet. We want to build that fight up. So which again, he's saying, you could have already had your shot at me, and then you wouldn't have to be calling me names. So you could have had your shot at Canelo, but you couldn't keep your belt. And you could have had your shot at me, but you said the fight wasn't ready yet. So just sit there and be quiet. Now, I don't know how much of that is true. But what I will say about Benavidez is, when you know something, like you see it all the time. Some kid in school, everyone knows that the kid's mom uses drugs. So if the kid says anything, the first thing people are going to do is say your mom's a drug addict, right? Or the kid don't have nice clothes and whatever. The first thing people are going to do, people are going to attack you where they feel like you're vulnerable. That's what people do, right? You know what they say, hurt people, right? So someone feels hurt, they're going to attack you where they feel you're most vulnerable. You know, so that's a key thing to get into, because when I'm sprinkling mama's cooking, you know, mama's recipe, I hurt people sometimes. So then they get in the comment section and they say something to me, and I realize they hurt. All you let me do, and all you're doing is motivating me to keep sprinkling mama's seasoning. So anyways, like, getting back to this though, like, you can't be calling people P words and doing all this stuff. You can't talk your way into these fights, bro. You got to earn your way into these fights. You got to prove that you're different also, because who's going to trust you with a Canelo fight? Look at what just happened with Billy Joe Saunders. It's like they trust him. They put all this promotion, and then like the day before the fight, it's possible he won't show up in the ring. And so now they got to fly poor John Ryder to the U.S. just to be on standby, just in case he gets cold feet.
Vacation. He got a COVID vacation. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but my man's, if John Ryder would have had to take, poor John Ryder, if he would have had to take that fight. But the point is, who's going to really say, let's make Benavidez Canelo, and then bring in John Ryder again on standby just in case Benavidez don't make weight? You see what I'm saying? My point is, you gotta prove that you're dedicated to the sport, right? You have to prove that you've beaten your demons. You gotta overcome all those things. I don't necessarily think it's cool that people bring up like your demons, but you gotta understand, when you're throwing stones at someone, they're gonna throw them back. If you try to hurt someone, or you say something to hurt someone, they come in and bring it back. So that's just the way it is, because hurt people. But like I said, at the end of the day, if you want your shot, you got to earn it. It's just the way it is.
Keep your nose clean. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros. Do right by yourself, brother.